Formidable robot.
I have always been fascinated by the strange videos found on YouTube, ranging from crude parodies of kid-friendly media to downright disturbing content you'd wish you hadn't encountered in your searches or recommendations. If you're living in the present time, you're likely familiar with creepy video genres and ARGs that are gaining traction on the platform, such as analog horror and digital horror, which have given rise to notable series and fads like the Mandela catalog and every copy of Super Mario 64 is personalized. Additionally, you have fascinating retakes of classic creepypastas, like Red Mist and The Grieving, and they've remained popular since the early 2020s and continue to this day. Regardless, what I'm about to share is something exceptionally surreal based on the videos I've viewed over the years, and shockingly enough, it was a really old piece of lost media. This occurrence began in early October of 2014. One night I was on my Windows 7 desktop computer, exploring YouTube through Chrome. The videos mentioned above I watched were from the early years, like I Feel Fantastic and Obey the Walrus, and even abysmal remakes of creepypastas long before the retake trend took over. That's when I spotted something peculiar in my recommendations. The thumbnail of the video appeared to be camcorder footage of a dense forest at sunset, with the title being Buck's Descent. It was uploaded by Spaghetti Soup 412 or something similar, had over 1,768 views, and lasted just over 5 minutes or so. Despite the odd title and image choice, I clicked on the video, anticipating it might be one of those found footage types of videos or possibly a screamer. The upload date was February 3, 2013, and I realized it was an Ice Age video when the description simply stated, "Found this strange bootleg Ice Age 3 DVD at a garage sale, and it ends horribly. All rights belong to Blue Sky Studios and 20th Century Fox." The video started quietly with a Windows Movie Maker intro in widescreen format, featuring white text rolling on a black backdrop. One day in 2010, I purchased a pirated copy of Ice Age Dawn of the Dinosaurs from a garage sale, and it was pretty weird. The DVD came sealed in a small plastic case, accompanied by a stock image of Buck and the movie's title printed on a small plain piece of paper. On the unmarked surface of the disc were Ice Age 3 at the top and Dawn of the Dinosaurs at the bottom written in black marker. As I inserted the disc into my Xbox 360, the quality of the film was bad. It looked like camera footage of the entire movie screening at a theater, given how illegal it is to record movies when they are released to cinemas. Occasionally there were glitches in certain scenes, and some frames contained hidden images. I can recall the images being distorted versions of the Ice Age characters, while others were downright questionable, one of them being a kid's bedroom filled with movie memorabilia of all sorts. When the film reaches the scene where Rudy tries to attack the characters, something bizarre occurs. What you are about to see is very shocking for those who come across this video. It will become clear why I dubbed this clip Buck's Descent. After the introduction, it normally opens with a clip featuring Buck and the others walking towards the cave. While they are in the midst of a conversation, Rudy wakes up, but before the white dinosaur emerges from the cave and launches an attack, Buck confronts him with a simple, "Hello, Rudy." According to the uploader, the quality does look like it was recorded in a movie theater, typical for most bootleg copies of films. During the process when Rudy attempts to assault Buck and the other characters, the footage starts to glitch, resulting in a chaotic staticky mess. At the same time, the audio became so distorted that we could hear loud screams, but what's odd is that they did not originate from the movie. The video transitions to camera footage of someone running away from something through a forest at dusk, cutting off the horrific screams for good, replaced with the serene sounds of birds chirping and the footsteps of the person running, although a bit distorted. They were desperately looking around the forest where we could see the trees, foliage, and the fading light of the sunset. While the sun is descending against a darkening sky, it transitions to the forest at night with the camera person still running, this time with what looks to be illumination from the camera's light, and the ambience is changed to the chorus of crickets. This persisted for 10 seconds before the video abruptly cut to black, and then we were treated to a new scene. It was a still image of Buck leaning against a tree trunk, covering his eyes, with his reliable knife made with Rudy's chipped tooth beside him. As opposed to the film's original style, the way this image was rendered looked completely off. Buck's model appeared somewhat roughly made, akin to a plastic toy, yet it closely resembled the original design. Hell, even his knife lying there had a similar plastic appearance. The scenery was enveloped in a black void, lending a very gloomy nature to the events depicted in this picture. The compressed sound that accompanied this scene was of a man sobbing, which happened to originate from Buck, although it didn't quite sound like him or his voice actor. The way of staring at that crude 3D render of Buck sitting there crying in the dark just looks uncanny. It's oddly reminiscent of those anti-piracy warning screens that would appear when you bought an illicit copy of a video game. This lasted for a lengthy 20 seconds until the video started glitching, transitioning back to the same footage of the dark forest, now with the camera person walking, albeit a little out of breath. The camera lifts upward to the sky, which is completely black with no stars visible, but there is a bright full moon present. A new noise was thrown in, a repulsive droning ambience. Distorted images of the Ice Age characters flashed in each frame, all of them mutilated with deformed faces, accompanied by other weird and unsettling images. The man's sobbing was heard again, now even more distorted. The crying intensified and grew louder, to the point that it sounded like he was in excruciating agony. This lasted for more than 20 seconds before the video shifted to the final recording. This time, the camera person is once again running in a field from something, and then they head to a huge cliff overlooking what appears to be a canyon. When the footage froze on the last frame, the screen jittered to black, while the ambient sound persisted. A distorted sound clip of Buck screaming from the movie played, but at a tempo so slowed down that it seemed to echo. After that, a loud thud was heard, followed by a sickening crunch and blood splatter. When all of the sounds ended, a single image began to slowly fade in. It was a photoshopped picture of Buck, albeit a little deformed and excessively deep-fried. I noticed a crudely drawn eye placed on his leaf-made eye patch over his right eye, while his left eye appeared bloodshot and yellowed based on the distorted and compressed colors. The background was a chaotic blur of colors, accompanied by a dark overlay enveloping the image. In the top left corner, white text written in all lowercase read, "I can't save them. The beast is too strong." The last sound that accompanied the complete arrival of the image was a poor quality recording of a baby crying. The cries grew increasingly loud and anguished as this image lingered for what seemed like 30 seconds. Then the image started to glitch and twist, while the crying began to stutter equivalent to a computer crashing, eventually breaking down into static, and the video abruptly ended. There was no outro or anything of the sort, it simply stopped there. I sat there, asking myself what the fuck did I just watch? This might have seemed like an arbitrary display of edgy randomness, particularly on a pirated DVD of a film that was recorded by this uploader, but it left me with troubling questions. Was this intended to be some elaborate troll, or was it an attempt to initiate some foreboding ARG? Why Ice Age of sorts? Was the person who pirated and edited the movie attempting to convey a message, something about a beast that attacked them, possibly their friends or loved ones? There's something about that peculiar video that feels distinctly off. I decided to take a look at the comments, and there were around 156 of them, or so I thought. Some users were perplexed about the footage and what was happening behind it, while others insisted it was fake and merely some spooky art project aimed at disturbing people. I highly doubt it is what the other commenters suggested, but if it was recorded from an actual pirated DVD, it could leave many of us puzzled. I think it's just another typical creepypasta enthusiast using Sony Vegas or any editing program to make edgy and frightening shit, and I've watched some of Mr. AVG and Fan12's Creepypasta Archives videos that have this style. After I was done reading the comments, I decided to take a look at Spaghetti Soup 412's channel. It had 23 subscribers, and the only video available was that Ice Age 3 video I had just seen. I should mention that the channel's profile image was a screenshot of Buck from the movie. I was just about done with watching creepy YouTube videos for the night, so I opted to head to bed. However, I had an unsettling dream that appeared to connect to that video, and no, I'm not gonna share the details of that dream with you. The next morning, I got out of bed, went to my computer and booted it up. As I logged into the desktop, I launched Chrome, navigated to my browser history and searched for that particular video. However, much to my astonishment, the video was taken down by 20th Century Fox for copyright infringement the night after I viewed it, although they could have easily understood the video's description. The Spaghetti Soup 412 channel remained up, yet they haven't posted a single video, particularly regarding the current issue of their only video being taken down. Eventually, about a day later, Spaghetti Soup 412 would close their account for good. No one seems to have an archive of the video, but I do have 3 screenshots of its existence saved on my USB drive. Right now, I'm still on the hunt for the complete video. I'm uncertain about the location of the bootleg Ice Age 3 disc that harbored the disturbing ending. I suppose the disc might have been disposed of, or perhaps it never existed, which would imply that the video was either an art project or a troll. I guess the truth will remain a mystery.